So, Leo, I asked you off screen if we read the chapter, and you said yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, we had to make this quick because it's very late. But luckily, this chapter was actually very short compared to the last
Much
one.
shorter in comparison with the previous one.
Yeah, yeah. So we could, yeah, I think we could make this pretty short, hopefully. So, we start off with Giorno, right? And Hydrant, I think that's his actual name. So, Giorno over here, he gets an update on the cat, and he sees that people are disappearing. You know, whenever they pass this hallway, and he basically he basically says it has to be an inability. It's like a trap. Comparing it to the room that they were. And let's continue. And then he meets up. Yeah, he meets up with the green guy, with the smiling guy. And they're looking at blueprints. Coming up with ideas, stuff like that about the situation. Like it has to be like that room, or it could be like that room. And then the rest of the chapter is just spiders. So the glasses guy says that he explained everything to the spiders, the situation of the room, what they think is happening with that room. And it's so funny. They're like, like, oh, so what the spiders are gonna do, if they, if they're in with the trap. And they said that it didn't matter if there's a trap. And I'm like, yeah. It's a really cool moment. It's like a really cool line. That it doesn't matter if there's a trap. They're going to handle it. Of course, and they do handle it. So, this is some new guy. The guy who opens the door. They just they forcefully go in. They're like, we should check the toilet first because the information is that beyond that there's like a extra room and it's way bigger. It's like connected to all the other rooms. So they talk about it. And this is a really cool scene of Nobunaga. I thought he was going to use an ability, but no, he just a sword skill, which that's what I think. Like I mentioned this, I think, in the last video or the last couple videos. I think Nobunaga doesn't have an ability. I think he's just that good with a sword. I think his thing is just his end, and that's about it. Which if it's that, I think that would be really nice. But yeah, he just he uses his sword, makes like an entrance, and then they go through. And then they notice that there were people here recently. There's like evidence that there were people here recently. They say that they thought these people were amateurs, but it looks like they're not amateurs, and that they just sent a rookie ahead to, I guess, to scout, to scout the situation and to test things out basically. And Spinks, I think Spinks comments that is like, he's like, that's something that we will do, but then Nobunaga is like, no, not really. No, he's like, or was it Nobunaga? I forgot who. Actually, let me read this properly. Then I know someone says that. Let's see. That guy with the moon scar you killed, he was just a novice, high on his newfound power, right? But the state of this place makes me think they know their stuff. So why did they send a rookie to confront us? And then Nobunaga could be a scapegoat play, sacrificing him to make sure the others stay on their toes. Yeah. So they're just like us. He just like me for real. Losing your comrade has a big impact on them. But the Sphinx is like, you're stretching it. We're nothing alike. We don't let rookies in, and we don't want to destroy the world. And then he's Nobunaga. That's so we used to in the beginning. Fueled by despair and anger, we were searching for a purpose. So okay, so yeah, so I was, I think I was right. Yeah, Nobunaga was the one who's like, he's like us. He's just like me for real. But Sphinx is like, nah, we're not like them. And he's like, we used to be like them. And flashback. So and and the rest of the chapter is just is a really nice flashback. And this actually,
Yeah, I was not expecting a flashback on the spiders.
oh yeah,
This
yeah.
soon.
Yeah,
nor in this part of this chapter,
yeah, yeah,
in the arc.
yeah. And it's really good. And also this is part one. This is what's the name of the chapter? The chapter. Let me go there. What's the name of the chapter? Chapter is called Formation number one. So
Formation.
yeah, Formation number one. So there's gonna be multiple parts. So since this chapter we're still in the flashback at the end of the chapter, I think the up and coming chapters are still gonna be part of this flashback. So so let's get into the flashback then. So it's basically the spiders. Some of them I didn't recognize. Like I'm like, who this character is supposed to be? You know, all grown up. But this is Crollo. This guy right here. This
That's obvious.
yeah. She no. No, not no. This is I was gonna say she, but no. This is actually I'm pretty sure this for a Shalnark, the guy with the phone. He still got killed. I'm pretty sure that's Shalnark. Kind of look, you know, the eyes, blonde. I guess I'm assuming that's Shalnark. I think this is
Franklin, right?
Yeah, I think this is Franklin. This is actually Uvo. This is you know, nice to see a young Uvo. Yeah. It's nice to see Uvo again. Yeah.
Yeah, after so long.
After so long. And then she's the stitching,
Patch, right?
yeah, stitching girl. The needle girl.
Actually, something like that.
I don't remember her name, but interesting that she pal around with Uvo. I always thought it would be Uvo and Nobunaga, since you know they were close friends. And the spider. So it's interesting that no, it's actually her. She was hanging around with him, with Uvo, and you know, it's really nice to see how was the dynamic back in the day, with the spiders. I'm assuming this is Shalnark. You know, Shalnark runs away. Actually, Shalnark, you know, mentions because Uvo was like, I'm going to kill you like 10 times or whatever, and Shalnark is like, that's impossible. You know, you only die once. And the Uvo throws a rock, and he's like, bullseye, 9 deaths left. So yeah, this is like fun to see the dynamic. The mobile muscle. Then Franklin fights against Uvo, which, you know, we know Franklin, he's a big guy, you know, now in present day, and it looks like he was a big kid back in the day. So it makes sense. You know, they fought. He was the muscle basically. And also, I guess I forgot to mention why this is happening. It's because throughout they found what they're called, a tape.
A VHS.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the VHS tape. So they found one, and funny, they're talking that the last one they found was about learning a language, but but it was like volume 20 of a series, so they were like completely lost, right? And it wasn't entertaining. So they found a new one, and they're hoping that this new tape is like actually entertaining, like entertainment. Which later on we find out is like a episode of this, like basically like their version of Power Rangers. So yeah, Uvo, he wants the tape because, you know, they have nothing for entertainment, so he's like, I want the tape. Everyone wants the tape, and Crollo, he leaves with the tape. Franklin fights against Uvo. They look equally matched. You know, I'm assuming none of them have none, so it makes sense that they're equally matched. But then we see Sphinx and Phaeton. So it looks like they've always been together, Sphinx and Phaeton. Well, I think that's Phaeton. Kind of, I guess
that
was
Noble.
It also could be Nobunaga as well. But this is like a weird. I don't know. It's like a weird panel. It's menacing, but I don't know. It's just a weird expression. Yeah. So he has like his own little group, and he also wants the tape. And he's like, I'm not like Uvo. I'm nice. You know, just give me the tape. I will leave. You know, I will leave you alone. And he's going to give it back to you later. But then he leaves. Crollo gave him the language, the educational tape, without Phaeton and Sphinx noticing. And so he's like, by later I meant 100 years, you know. And you know, he leaves. And now here when I was reading this, I was like, Carlo is rich. That's like the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, Carlo is rich. He's actually from like a rich
Yeah.
family. I'm like, he's actually from a rich family, and he just hangs out with the poor. Um, but later on, now we find out it's just a church, and he just hangs out with the church. Yeah, so and we learn, kids are dying. Like people, not just kids, people are dying in general, but of course they focus on the kids. They're getting kidnapped or something like that. Which later on we see, kids getting kidnapped. Which I thought, well, when we get there, I won't mention it. But so yeah, Carlo, he goes here just to hang out, and it also mentioned, not sure if you remember this, but it says here, as the partnership unfolded, Meteor City's elders developed Nen powers, and the law of retribution was established. Only life can pay for life. We'll accept anything you leave here, but don't ever take anything away from us. The spiders were just learning to crawl by the time the city of the fearful became the city of the feared. So they're like in that phase that that the city becomes what is known today. So not sure if you remember that, but
the times are changing.
Yeah, times are changing. Yeah, I remember I forgot when they bring this up, but I know in one arc, probably nor you that they bring this up. So we're like seeing it happening in real time for them. We see Paku, so young Paku. Nice to see her. Because let's see. So it looks like they're like buddies, and throughout the conversation, Paku refers to Crollo as little brother, even though Crollo says that he's older. So they played the tape. It's blank, but apparently, Crollo he fast forward. And it's like, oh, that's just an error. They have an episode of the Power Rangers thing. There's like this brief conversation of, I'm assuming the priest talking to I don't know who, say that Crollo boy is very inquisitive and studious. He has great promise. I'm always taken back by the ideas he comes up with. Perhaps his counsel could be of use to the elders. I see. You think he may be able to resolve the problems plaguing the city? Which yeah, they're right. Yeah, eventually he does that. But yeah. Also, I'm assuming in this panel or this page or the next page, Frollo, he mentions that he learned the language from the tape, the educational one. So yeah, he's like, from a young age, he's like very smart, and like they mentioned, the tape is it's interesting. Their own version of Power Rangers. They're called. Also, I noticed it's like a made up language. I didn't notice that the first time I read this.
Yeah. It's a callback to the 20th volume of the languages. It's in one of those two that it was mentioned in.
Yeah. Also, now that I noticed this panel, these bubbles that are in a different language, there's the chapter where Phaeton fought against a spider. In that chapter, I'm reading English, of course, but I don't know where the chapter becomes, I think, in Japanese. That's like intentional, because I think Phaeton starts speaking in Japanese, which I'm like thinking, so how did it happen in the Japanese chapter? Because it's in Japanese, so how they tell the difference? So I do wonder that. So that's interesting. Not that many mangas like do that. Like halfway through the chapter, I don't know where the character starts speaking our language. The only thing that comes to mind is Bleach. Kubo, he uses Spanish, German, what else, English every now and then. So yeah, Bleach is like the only one that comes to mind. But yeah, I just remember Hunter x Hunter did that as well with Phaeton. So Crollo, he comes up with a plan. He's like, let's dub the the episode. I'm like, okay, that's funny. They want to dub the episode. Paku is going to do a character, and then Paku is like, should we ask these other girls? And Carlos like, yeah, sure. Which is this gonna be the thumbnail? I really like this scene right here. So this is gonna be the thumbnail. Crollo is being happy, and then Crollo later on he mentions he's gonna play all the other characters because they want this to be a surprise. Now, I don't know about you, but when I got to this panel, to this page, the first thing I said was, they're dead. They died. Because we don't see them in the present, right? Like, they're not...
Yeah, I don't recognize them. Too.
Yeah, I don't recognize them. So the first thing I said, like, they died. And this is going to be the formation of the spiders. And it's going to be a sad backstory, basically. And, yeah. And then when I'm going to skip ahead because I already mentioned their plan. So, and when I got to this panel, I'm like, they got captured, and then they're going to kill them or whatever. But then I got to the last panel. I'm like, oh, okay, no, it wasn't them. It's a whole different group of people. But I still think they're going to get captured. These two, because Paku obviously she was alive in the present day, but these two, I'm pretty sure they're going to get captured. They're going to kill them, and that's going to be the creation of the spider. And that's also probably going to be the last time Crollo ever smiled. This is going to be something like that. So I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this go downhill. Like like to see the formation of spiders because it's going to happen. So
yeah. I can't believe that the Phantom Troupe started out as Fandubbers.
It's so funny.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's so funny. That was yeah. It's so funny. They start off as Fandubbers. Crollo, he's like, that does sounds like a name for like a potential dubbing group. The Phantom Troupe. Like they're like a bunch of no names voice actors. And that's why they're the Phantom Troupe. They're a bunch of no name voice actors. They're underground. People don't know who they are. And they dub stuff. I wonder. Are they going to keep like does this, like for example the language that Crollo learned? Does that language has their version of Nakama? And he's not going to translate Nakama. He's going to keep. I'm not even sure if you know this joke. Now that I think about it, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Fandubbers.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I think Pro CD even made a skit parodying this.
Okay, yeah, so you do know what I'm talking about. And yeah, Pro CD he did the skit, and it's hilarious. Go watch it. It's like ore, and then ore means I. I'm like it's like we are nakamas. like nakama means friends. But there's more than friends, It means more than friends, so we're going to keep the word nakama. And I'm like, oh, this funny. This is so funny. The coloring, yeah. Who did this? Kusunoki colors. So okay, I think this is a new guy for Hunter x Hunter. So yeah, it's really nice. I really like how this dude colored. Actually, yeah, this is, now that I'm noticing, because I love clothing. I love the color clothing, and yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is really nice. This right here, the pants and the folds. Yeah, this is really nice. Really nice. I'm going to follow the guy. Going to follow the dude. So the again, other comic is mi vida.
That's getting censored into this.
Yeah. Oh wait a minute. She has hairy armpits. I love a bush. I love a hairy bush, but armpits, no. That's I don't know. I don't like that. But bush though, oh dear lord, oh my god. What's her name? What's her name? She loves anime, porn star. Violet Myers. That's why. That's why she's one of my tops. But anyway, I see the first comment, gross armpit hair. And then someone says, you know nothing of greatness. I agree with the cat guy, Danny Danny Fanta, armpit hair. I don't know. That's not me. So that's not for me. But there are people who like that. I guess armpit hair. Anyway, so I guess that's gonna be a running term for Hunter x Hunter. It is a different guy from before. I'm pretty sure. So
it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And for some reason, it's always in Spanish. Otro comic is mi vida. So yeah. Nice titties, but yeah. So yeah, that's obviously not gonna be part of it. Whenever I'm starting to do this now. Whenever I show the coloring, I just stop showing the pages. So yeah, it was never gonna be part of it. But so since we want to make this quick, and this chapter was actually pretty short, and I think we said everything. Yeah, I guess to end the video, what's going to happen next time? I don't know. What's your predictions?
Well, so honestly, I think the last panel occurs before the van thing that we're seeing right now. The black van that shows like 3 victims.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's either that happens after they do the Fandub, or or the Fandub was like the ideal outcome of that day, but it didn't happen.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Because like I don't think them doing a successful Fandub would lead to the creation of the Fandom Troupe. Like
no, because if they do a successful Fandom, that's a whole different outcome. They become dubbers in the Hunter x Hunter world, famous voice actors.
Yeah, it's like watching a series as a spin-off of another one.
Yeah,
like for example, watching Better Call Saul after watching Breaking Bad. Like it's a prequel. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So you go what I mean? Like at that point, you can only expect the worst.
Yeah.
Brace yourself.
Yeah. This actually, since you mentioned that about like since we're talking about that could be a different universe, some mangakas, for example, Attack on Titan, he did this, that at the end of every volume he did like an alternate universe story, and for Attack on Titan, the alternate universe was them in high school, and Mikasa, she was an emo girl. Eren wasn't that popular. Armin, I forgot what was Armin, but yeah, it was like them in high school, and then it was like a zombie apocalypse at one point, but turns out it was a dream or something. I don't know. I don't remember. They think Levi, he's like selling drugs to kids. It's like I'm pretty sure that was like one random thing. So it's like an alternate universe, whatever. So it will be cool if Togashi. It would be funny if he does like a alternate universe bonus chapters of them being fandubbers, being voice actors. I think that would be funny. That would be something funny to read. But yeah. That's interesting that you mentioned that the van scene could be something that happened that is like in the future, and then we see this moment, and like eventually this will lead to the ban.
Like the panels are presented out of order.
Yeah. Which that'll be interesting. When I first read it, like I mentioned during the review portion, I thought it was like at first I'm like, oh, it's the kids, but then I saw this panel, I'm like, okay, it's other kids, and eventually that's gonna be them. But since you brought that this could be in the future, and this is just a panel on the something that happened in the past, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's like an interesting way to read that. It says here in the corner, innocent voices untamed by darkness, which that's what since we know their futures, we know their fate. It's actually it's really nice to see though. It's nice to see like how was their life before they became the Troupe. It's nice to see that Crollo, even though the situation that they're living in is terrible, he's actually he seems happy, and all the other troops, they seem, I guess they kind of seem happy, like they have interactions with each other, and they have chemistry and all that. They know each other by name and all that. So it's nice. It's nice. It's really nice to see. And because of this, you do wonder, oh, what if, what could have been,
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all because it's very late right now. So, and I have nothing else to say. It was good. Can't wait to see more. Yeah, it's actually very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. And now think about it. Wait a minute. Why the TCB scan took forever for this one? Because I thought it was because it was mucho texto. I thought it was because there were a bunch of text. But now that now that I think about it, there wasn't that many texts in this chapter. So I wonder why they took a while.
I mean, it could have been redrawing.
Yeah, that could have been the case too. But I don't know. It wasn't. I guess the redrawing.
Also, they must have been dedicating more time on the other, maybe like Jujutsu or Boku no Hero, like took them more time to translate.
No, I think Jujutsu and Black Clover were on break. So they only have One Piece. I think they only have One Piece, My Hero, and Hunter.
Okay, so it was a small team then.
Yeah. It was a So yeah. Now I think I do wonder why. But whatever, we got the chapter, and it's a really good one. Yeah, I remember they tweeted that Hunter x Hunter was good this week, and they deleted the tweet. But I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. Hunter x Hunter is crazy good this week. So yeah, that's the video. Leave a like if you liked it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe. Leo, are you gonna say something?
Hit the subscribe button, just like just like music that they arrested Yuji Naka, the creator of Balan Wonderworld and developer of Sonic.
Okay. I don't know who you're talking about, but sounds interesting. But since we want to, since we want to keep this short, I'm not going to go on a tangent. But yeah, do that. Subscribe and see you.